Hey, what's going on, y'all? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Hope you guys have been staying safe, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. So, we have a bit to talk about in today's update. We actually do have some new information regarding the upcoming event. So, we're going to be discussing this current winter system that's currently exiting the Northeast. We'll be discussing that here in a second. Take a look at radar, future radar, take a look at models, as well as the outlook areas in regard to where can see severe weather here over the next few days. But anyways, guys, if you are new to the channel, do me a favor, consider hitting that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you all so much for your support. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look at the radar view in regard to what is currently kicking off across the country. We're taking a look here at the current active map here in regard to the radar view across the United States. So across the Northeast, we are still seeing a lot of snow shower activity here associated with that area of low pressure we did just see drive its way through the region here. The most of the heavy snow is now over with. However, a few snow showers can still remain across bits of the Ohio Valley into the Northeast. It should be mostly out of there here by tomorrow morning. Now, across the central United States, we do have a bit of rain that's currently going on here across bits of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Nothing too crazy is going on there. And across the west, we do have a bit of upper-level snow shower activity across bits of Nevada, bits of Idaho, bits of Oregon here, as well as some areas here of California. We are seeing a bit of snow. Other than that, guys, it's relatively quiet out there. So, guys, let's go and take a look here at the future radar, and let's see what we can expect here down the line. Alright, so moving on, guys, we're taking a look here at the future radar in regard to what is currently happening here across the United States. If you guys do want to follow along in time, it's in the upper right-hand corner. It is in Eastern time, because I'm actually here in Kentucky, so it pulls out the local time. So it's currently 3 o'clock here, or at least what we're looking at on the radar view. Currently, right now, it's 2:21. But anyways, this is the NAM 3-kilometer model. This is our future cast in regard to what we could expect here down the line. Now, don't take this to be exact, okay? Because like I said, models are not perfect. They're far from it. So just get an idea based off of what this has to say. So, relatively nice day across bits to the southeast. We do have a lot of remaining high pressure across the region. But as we move up to the northeast, that does quickly change. Mostly to overcast conditions here with a lot of showers and snow shower activity like we were saying here. So, we track down here in time. We're going to go ahead and switch down here to 12 o'clock here for midnight here for tomorrow morning. We are still going to see some snow showers across bits of the northeast with that area of low pressure still kind of high pressure still kind of remaining here across bits of southeast into the mid-Atlantic view. Now, we do track down here in time. There will be some thunderstorms that might actually kick off here across bits of northwestern bits of Arkansas here, as well as southwestern Missouri. So then we do track down here even further. A new area of low pressure will develop here, maybe delivering some snow across bits of the northern portion here of Minnesota. A lot of soaking rain here across bits of the Midwest into bits of the upper Midwest and the northern plains here. So then we do track down here even further into the 21st here at midnight. We're going to continue to see the system track its way here to the east, maybe delivering some more rain showers across bits of the Ohio Valley, but not expected to be snow like we are currently seeing here right now. Now, that's basically our short range over the next 3 days, really, in terms of what we can expect here with the weather. So, guys, let's go and take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center, and let's see what we can expect here with the upcoming thunderstorms and which areas here are likely going to see them. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the forecast in regard to your thunderstorms here for today, issued by the Storm Prediction Center. Now, you might notice that there's actually 2 shades going on here. I'm going to go ahead and explain to what that means. So, we do have a light green shade across the upper northwest, as well as across bits of the Midwest here. You know, this is actually basically just showing you that maybe some thunderstorms could pop off, but they're not expected to be severe. However, we do have a dark green, you might notice here, across north central Texas into southwestern Oklahoma. So, there's a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest potential impact here and lowest probability here, and 5 being the absolute highest potential impact and highest probability. So from a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, we have a severe threat level 1 out of 5. So this is the lowest right here for severe weather, but it is still a possible chance we could see severe weather here for today. Now, there is some good news. In regard to tornadoes, there is not a threat here for today. However, damaging winds and hail, both of these are in the 5% chance here, basically showing you could see some damaging winds events, or damaging wind, maybe getting up to 60 mile per hour being possible, as well as some hail potentially getting up to 1 inch diameter and greater, basically just the size of a quarter. Now, in regard to tomorrow's outlook, you might notice that there is actually a second shade here, or really a third shade that's going on here. So like I said, severe threat level 1 out of 5 is across the dark green. Now, this actually shows where we have a second severe level here. This is where things start to get a little bit more crazy. This is our highlighted area here for tomorrow, where the most severe weather is expected. expected. So this does include east central portion here of Oklahoma into southeastern portion of Kansas. Like I said, that 2 out of 5 severe threat is starting to move its way up the list here. It's your second severe threat here in regard to things. So in regard to what we can expect here for tomorrow. Now, tornadoes is actually going to be a concern. You might notice that there's actually a marginal risk here across the west as well. There is a 2% chance of seeing tornadoes across western Oregon, as well as basically east central portion of Oklahoma into southeastern Kansas here. 2 different 2% risk here across the region, basically just showing you have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado within 25 miles of a given point here. Now, in regard to damaging winds and hail, we actually do have a 15% chance here for both. Hail actually stretching out a little bit more further into the Midwest, you can kind of see here. But basically what this is showing, you have a 15% chance here, higher than that 5% chance, of seeing damaging wind potential over 60 miles per hour being possible. In regard to hail as well, 15% chance you could see some hail events up to 1 inch in diameter and greater. Like I said, basically just the size of a quarter. So then we move into the day 3 outlook here. This is for Thursday. Now, there is no breakdown in regard to tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail here for day 3. However, I can tell you that there is a severe threat here across the upper northwest portion here of Oklahoma into central portion of Kansas, southeastern Arkansas, into northwestern bits of Missouri, where we are expecting the possibility of severe weather here for Thursday. Now, things are going to get pretty bad here across bits of Friday, as we have been forecasting a severe weather event. We'll take a look at the models here in 1 second. We do have a 15% chance, equivalent to that severe threat level 2 out of 5, across bits of western portions of Kansas into Nebraska and southeastern South Dakota. Now, honestly, I believe that Nebraska is probably going to get hit the hardest here. And like I said, we've been looking at the models over the last few days. I do believe that, strong tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds will all be a concern, with mostly damaging winds and tornadoes being a concern here. So we got to be on the extra lookout here for Friday. We are going to be live during the event. So guys, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so that you guys cannot miss out whenever we do go live. It'll give you guys a notification. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the models, and let's see what we are exactly seeing here in the future. Okay, so guys, we're starting off here with the GFS model. This is your long-range America model in regard to things. So we're taking a look here at the overall instability in the atmosphere. It's pretty simple, guys. It's basically just, think of it like this. Thunderstorms work just like an engine. You need fuel for them to work. So think of it as your gas tank. If you have a lot of fuel, you have a lot of potential to run for a very long time, as well as the severity could be a little bit more worse here. As well as if you have a little bit low fuel, it's not going to run that well. So we're basically taking a look at that fuel, basically that fuel level in regard to the atmosphere. So we do track down here in time. We start to get a lot of this warm air coming up here from the Gulf of Mexico, as we do have a new area of low pressure starting to develop here across the central United States here. Now, like I said before, these areas of low pressure rotate counterclockwise, and they actually drag up a whole bunch of warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico, is the reason why it gets so daggone warm whenever before these events happen. Now, you might be noticing, well, why do they get cold after the event? Well, the thing is that, since they drive up a whole bunch of warm air, it does the opposite on the northern side. So the higher you go up to the north, the more colder it does get. So that cold air backs behind, pushing against all that warm air, and bingo, that's where you have your cold front. So we do track down here a little bit further in time. We'll continue to see all this warm air drive its way up here into bits of the central plains, into the Midwest here, and we can really start to see all of that instability starting to get in play here. So what we're looking for is values here really over 500 is good enough for severe weather here. Anything over 1,000 is definitely supportive of severe weather, but we're actually seeing well above that. I mean, we're seeing near 2,500, which that's well more than enough instability that's needed in the atmosphere for severe thunderstorms to kick off. So we're going to go ahead and grab a sounding here across bits of eastern Nebraska. Like I said, this is kind of where I am expecting the worst potential to happen here compared to what I have seen here over the last few days. So we are going to grab a sounding across the eastern portion of Nebraska. Now, I do not expect you guys to know how to read this. It's pretty scary looking, but I'm going to go ahead and guide you guys through it in regard to what we are seeing. So basically, we're taking a look here at this column. Don't pay attention to anything else here. We're just taking a look here at this. This is basically showing you the ground level here at the surface, and this is way up in the air, kind of around 15 kilometers, and our mid-levels of the atmosphere is kind of right here between 6 kilometers right across the region. So you guys can kind of see what we're looking at. We're looking at the side perspective here of the atmosphere. So here's your freezing point, 0 degrees, basically 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and it basically rides up along this line. So everything on this side is below freezing, and all of this is above freezing on the right side. So the red is indicated by our temperature, the green is indicated by our dew points. Now, since they're actually relatively spaced out here, this is actually showing we do have a relatively dry atmosphere across those mid-levels here. Like I said, between 3 and 6 kilometers, I mean, really even up to 9 kilometers, it's a relatively dry atmosphere. Now, what this means is that we actually could see maybe some hail being a possibility here across eastern Nebraska, being actually a concern here. Dew points here in the lower 60s, which is supportive of severe weather as well as tornadoes, which we're going to get into here right now. So you might notice on the right-hand side, this is basically showing your winds here. Now, at the surface, we do have all those northerly winds moving their way here to the north as all that warm air from the Gulf of Mexico is driving its way up here to the north. Now, you might notice as we go up in elevation, these actually start to point here to the northeast. So we're getting a bit of rotation as we go up in the atmosphere. Basically, the higher we go up in elevation, the more that the winds want to turn to the northeast. Now, you can actually see that indicated here by the hodograph, basically showing that little tilt here, that sickle-shaped hodograph, almost that hook-looking shape. This is basically showing you that we do have a bit of turn in the atmosphere. So if any thunderstorms decide they want to form off, there is a potential that they could become tornadic, which is actually a pretty big concern. So not only is hail going to be a concern, but potentially of tornadoes could be here as well. Now we are looking down here at DCAPE. This is basically your energy here in your downdraft. Like I said, I don't expect you guys to know what this means, but you know, the values here are over 1200. This is basically showing us that we could see some very large damaging wind events, maybe up and over 80 miles per hour being possible. So we could see some hurricane force wind gusts being possible with some of these storms here. So large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes can all be a concern here, in which this is something that we have got to watch out here for over the next few days. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and take a look here at another sounding. We're going to go ahead and close this one here across eastern Nebraska. We're going to take another one here across bits of central Kansas. We're going to see what's going on down here as well in regard to things, and we're going to kind of compare it here. So overall, same thing. We do have a very dry atmosphere across those mid-levels, which is definitely supportive of some hail. I do believe could be a concern. You know, honestly, it's pretty similar sounding here. Actually showing the same thing, those northerlies blowing up to the north here, and northeasterlies as you go up to the mid-levels. So there is a possibility of hail and isolated tornadoes as well. And the DCAPE is actually a little bit more higher here. So this is basically showing us we have a higher percentage. We could see some even worse damaging wind gusts being possible. So here for Friday, y'all, across bits of these regions here, across bits of Kansas into eastern Nebraska, we have got to be on the lookout as all types of severe weather is expected. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up the quick little update. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you guys are new. We greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. So we are going to be live here at 8 o'clock here for tonight. We are live every single night as well from 8 to 9. So if you guys have any questions, save them for later because we are going to be live. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for being here. If you made it to the end of the video, comment down pancake here in the comments so that I know that you guys are there. So thank you all so much for being here. You guys are the best. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up the video here for today. Take care, you guys, and I'll catch you guys later on.